Hello, my friend. Welcome to the study today. I'd like to show you some cards. This is a pack of playing cards that I've just received. I have not opened them yet. I was waiting for you. So why don't you relax and I'll show you some cards and we'll have some cardboard noises and a nice cup of tea. You can hear Mr. Dog in the background. He's making himself comfortable as well for a nice relaxing time in the study. This is some Mon Frère tisane. It's a floral herbal tea. Can you see the steam? This card deck is from a company called Flons. The NZ stands for New Zealand because this is a small New Zealand company that normally makes rubber stamps, and that's their logo there, the kiwi bird, the national bird of New Zealand, with the flowers all over it for this company's logo. And on the other side we have a sticker that shows two women in 1920s dresses, evening gowns. Very stylistic here. It's the probably early 20s, very early. And this would be late Art Nouveau Jugendstil. Very, very, very early Art Deco. And in the background, through the window, you can see a tree with some snow, and this lady sitting on an ornate chair, and they both have off-the-shoulder gowns and large dangly earrings from swept back or cropped hair, and the big roses there, and the line here is very lovely, very elegant and graceful. So I think that will be the style on the playing cards. The case is cardboard. Do you like the cardboard sound? And you can see that the backs of the cards have a very pretty curvy design. They're not too elongated, so squarer than modern playing cards. And they've been waxed, so they're very smooth and slippery. So they will be nice to play with. upside down. This one looks to be a joker. It has 3 women dancing with their shoes off and what looks reminiscent of Arabian costumes on. And that theme is also notable in the carpet, the tiles, and the lamps hanging with their tassels and filigree work. This one shows an elegant lady out, and again there are no leaves on the trees, and it appears to be raining. She has a beautiful big hat, green, perhaps jade, perhaps jasper bracelet, and you can see her fingernails are painted red or pink. And behind her is a staircase and a balustrade that's reminiscent of perhaps a large public garden or a private estate. She has a walking stick there. This is the 2 of clubs, and I think this idea of infertility, of the trees being dormant there for the winter, was one of the themes of the Jugendstil. The next one appears to be in the autumn woods, reminiscent of Diana or Athena, the Greek goddess. We have a very thin, elegant lady with a deer, some kind of exotic African deer because it's got spots, and she's got leopard sleeves and the dropped waist of the early 20s dresses. And we have the mushrooms down near the tree roots with some lovely red shoes and golden bows. Four of clubs. This looks like springtime. Again, the very thin, long line of the women carrying their parasols against the spring zephyr there. And here a higher, more cinched waist with some brighter colours, laced up the calf shoes, flowing dress fabric, and flowers in her hat. The 5 of clubs looks like the Amalfi Coast or Portofino, of all the red-tiled Mediterranean-style houses in the background, the sea, the mountain, and the pillar that's holding up the trellis for lemon trees or grapevines, and flowers, very reminiscent of Italy, and beautiful draped dress with a dropped waistline, gold and yellow color, and a broad-brimmed hat. You can see she's bobbed her hair and has red cheeks. Another winter one with crows or ravens. A very beautiful, colorful, fur-lined hillside with the flowers. White dress, blue sash. Another one reminding us a little bit of Diana, or a little bit of Minerva, perhaps, with a Cupid holding a quiver of arrows, and she's there with her high waist, long line striped skirt, beautiful cuffs at the sleeves, red painted fingernails, tall poplar tree, and a big long bow. Picking small fruits off of a tree. Can't tell if they're tiny apples, persimmon, olives, probably not olives. Very funny little hat, Egyptian inspired perhaps. Ah, some beautiful Art Nouveau here with this curvy line and what looks like perhaps mimosa. Floral gown, off the shoulder, earrings, and eyeliner, very dark eye makeup. Amongst the willows on a boat, and there's her rowing captain there with his hat. Very flowing summer floral dress. The Queen of Clubs bathing in a bit of a diaphanous suit there, bathing suit, and holding a crab, and a bathing cap, and the sun set on the land in the distance. Again at the seaside with a floral robe over a swimming suit, sailboat with a red sail in the background, and a very thin, effeminate man with his cheekbones, red lips, arched eyebrows, and dark eyelashes. So very Art Nouveau there. Would you like more tea? I can pour some more tea. And three ladies swimming, very tomboyish, of the Art Nouveau or Jugendstil style. One-piece swimming suit there, floral bathing suit with a parasol in the boat, and one with only a bathing cap, and it's hard to tell whether this one is a man or a woman. So the willows there could almost be hermaphroditic, which was another aspect of the Art Nouveau. So there are clubs. Let's go to diamonds. A very elegant evening gown here with an empire gathered waistline, string of pearls, jade brooch, very fancy hat or fascinator, and oriental. You can see her back in the mirror, how table. Here's another Asian Oriental theme and what looks to be an opium den with two women in silk pajamas reclining and smoking, probably on a trip. This one perhaps a hint at a lesbian assignation or meeting in the night. The roses flying from one lady to the other one who seems to be superficially refusing. A masked ball, and we have an harlequin or harlequin dressed up. Could be a man, could be a woman. It's hard to tell if those are real breasts. And a woman dressed up as Marie Antoinette, two of the most popular costumes for masked balls. And again, love is in the theme. A dropped waist, floral, dropped neckline, dancing lady in the fountains. Reminds me of the Great Gatsby. Very, open, no strapped shoes there, not heels either. So one of those crazy 20 parties. Yeah, a little bit more subdued. There's a phoenix on the wall in the background, and she has a very elegant black dress with gathered corset or, with a sort of a surcoat style over the top, and great purple flowers, bobbed hair, headband, and a giant ring there as well. Here we have a musician with some chinoiserie on the wall there. Music stand very tall, and she has a dropped back draped evening gown, fur trim, fluff on the neck, long earrings, and it looks as if she's playing a very long mandolin. We have a lady in perhaps a garden. White off the shoulder, long draped evening gown, white shoes with green bows, and green stole that's draped around, as well as a matching headband with what looks like diamonds and draping down. This looks also like a masked ball. The mask is there on the floor. There's a big fan of ostrich feathers. An ornate dress off the shoulder. The beautiful design, gold and black. And the skirt coming out on the bottom. Perhaps another masked ball or a ghost. You can see, again evoking the Greek mythology. What looks like a man because of his arms and legs, the musculature. And two ladies in fur-lined coats in the evening, the clouds of the fog. One beautiful warm pink with blue on the cuffs, and the other in orange. Here we are at a performance in a box. There's our Monopoly man in his white tie and tails, and a lady in an evening gown with a fan, a green stole, and very high, possibly pheasant feathers in her turban with an emerald stone on the front, and the other lady with the turban as well, and a fur-lined cape. Now we're out dancing. The man in his tuxedo and the woman in a very tight split green, very bright green, bright teal skirt and floral vest with feather on her turban. More chinoiserie on the wall, and a pineapple, very exotic fruit there on the buffet. Oh, this is evoking the birth of Venus. Out of the sea we have two what look to be mermen, and they're holding up the shell with the lady in her very long string of pearls and a beautiful draped white gown with a dropped waist. This is probably a game. I would say it's the blind man's buff, but she hasn't got anything over her eyes. She's holding what looks to be a sword sheath. No idea where the sword is. There's Cupid sitting there, bored with his bow. The man, or young boy, well dressed in his flannel suit and heels. Another woman in the background, so I don't know what they're playing at in the garden. And she's got a very practical black dress on with a dropped waist and scarf. And here we have skiing. This could be two women or a woman and a man. Very thin, long lines. Having a kiss on the mountainside in the snow. Next one is another game. Dressed up in mock 18th century fashion, with the man in his queue pigtail, black satin or velvet bow, and she's up in the tree picking cherries in a basket. waist with a sash. The gondola behind them. Here we have a sailor next to an anchor on the seaside. And the lady is wearing blue chiffon over a blue dress with red stripes, red and blue hat with a blue parasol. Very pretty colors. Another party, turbans and feathers, roses, a lover in the background. More love happening here with the fireworks. They've got a floral cape draped on the balustrade. A beautiful lavender evening gown with flowers on a dropped waist sash and very low cut because you can see her pearls going over the side with her boobies. And very famous et ego in Arcadia saying, quote, was also used by Evelyn Waugh in Brideshead Revisited. Here we have a man dressed in a Scottish costume with his kilt and red bare knees, and the lady with a tiger print sash around her white dress and broad-brimmed hat looking for him. And a man and a woman casting a very meaningful glance. He's got a note behind his back and she's looks as if she's going to try to surreptitiously take it. So they are probably engaged with others, but having a secret tryst between them. Carry on with the hearts. We have some more love. Lovers under a statue of Cupid. Beautiful autumn colors there. Yellow, orange and ochre and brown, black and gold. The Queen of Hearts, swinging with abandon, losing her hat, and her friend or lover has been pushing her to go higher. The king, very elaborate costume there, and some other people in turbans, and a classical statue there with a palace in the background. And then perhaps Rob Roy with a Scottish couple in traditional costume. The 18th century there, and she's with bare feet and red heels. Let's go on to the Spades. The last suit. Two ladies with a beautiful tea house or palace in the background. Puffed sleeves, dropped waistline there, pearls and fur, cuffs and turbans. meticulously designed and made. The fabrics must have been something to see and feel. Another masked ball, so we have sort of costume type hats there. Two ladies together. They look very much like a couple. And again, the gathered sash at the dropped waist, the very flat chest, and off-the-shoulder gowns. So we're getting into Art Deco a little bit with that. Some daytime dress here and evening dress there, or cocktail dress. Here she's putting on her gloves and looks very practical there. And here this lady is ready for evening cocktails. So long caftan-like dresses with empire waistlines and turbans. And this is the picture from the card box. I love the interplay between the figures on all of these cards. Very meaningful, but very, just a small picture, but you can glean a lot from it about the relationships that are happening. There's the chauffeur, the man kissing the lady's hand. She's probably coming out of the car with her fur-trimmed coat, and there's someone holding a hat box. We don't know if that's her maid or her friend, looking at the chauffeur. Another Greek or classical themed costume Bacchus dinner party. Two gentlemen and two ladies with their bobbed hair, and the gentlemen with their white ties, champagne in the bucket, and off-the-shoulder evening gowns. Two women with the classical statue between them. Tassels on their dropped shoulder, flat chest, evening gown there, and a draped coat. And then we have some extra cards for just in case. Did you like looking at these cards with me? I liked showing them to you. I hope you feel nice and relaxed, and that you enjoyed the sounds of cards and cardboard, as well as our cup of tea. So off to dreamy land. Be good to yourself